Welcome to the G Factor. And today in studio we have two special guests. And no, we're not talking about Superman and Batman. We're talking about the #1 movie in the world right now, Civil War, Captain America. Iron Man and Captain America himself, or at least people who represent the two ideologies.
No, I understand it might be difficult to tell which team I'm on. Just one second. Yeah, it might be difficult to tell what team I am on because of my neutral and diplomatic stance, but hey, you know, we have to do what we have to do. Thanks for having us, Soups. Thanks for having us, Soups.
Yeah. Very needed somebody, you know, because we had to talk about this, get it out in the open, you know. Well, I did what, you know, I had to do.
Yeah, you're living in a little bubble over there, to my right.
Well, I know what it's like to have a disagreement among friends.
Well, yeah.
You know, in the end, we sorted our stuff out, you know, and we parted amicably. One of us had to die. You know, I hope that's what happened in your case, but let's try to get to the root of this whole problem and see if we can solve the issues between both of you.
Well, I mean, my issue is that this guy truly believes that, you know, I think he just lives in his own world sometimes because, you know, he was born in 1912 or wherever he was born from. He was frozen and he come back and he
with
tried to run
teeth.
things with perfect teeth, and he trying to run things. And you know, sometimes you have to account for the casualties and the, you know, the property damage and the civil unrest that's been going on. And you know, I don't understand. It take responsibility. You know, when I know Ultron happened and stuff, I felt a little bad. So I understand when I was stopped in the room, when I stopped in the hallway by the young woman, and I sympathize.
But Captain America, you just okay
But
because
no,
he's a soldier. You're a soldier, and the
mean,
casualties of war, basically.
Yes, I mean, you're fighting a battle. Things happen. And you have to live with it.
And
that's how you can go.
Battle.
Good point. It's a good point.
Well,
You know, when I see something wrong, I can't just.
You don't want to
Yes,
live
you
alone.
No, I mean, if I can do something, I have to do.
No, but I mean, Captain America stands for America, and as we know,
And Captain America stands for what America thinks it is.
and as we know, when America
Not what America actually
enters
is.
a war, there's usually casualties, but it's never really the Americans' fault. So is that what you're saying? You're being representative of that, right?
I mean, stuff happens. What you gonna do?
Anyway, guys, what do you want to talk about the movie?
The movie?
Yeah.
Oh, we saw it.
Yeah, well, in all seriousness, I mean, the movie was a good movie. I think it was a great movie.
I think it was a good movie.
It was well put together.
Yeah.
And I honestly understood everyone's point of view as to why they were fighting, what they were fighting for, and I think that was a great part of the movie that you could actually make you sympathize with each character.
Each side, exactly.
I mean, sometimes they kind of overdid it.
Well, what do you mean?
I mean, like how much motivation did Iron Man need to really say he going behind Bucky? I mean, because.
No, remember he was.
But we already know it's spoilers, right? So,
Yeah.
I think.
No, you know what they should
we should put it out there.
Yeah, put a disclaimer in the beginning before the show started. I think we did that.
Like right above, you could put spoiler alert.
The thing is that I think Iron Man was really trying to save Captain, because everybody, even you saw Black Widow, and everyone telling him, you know, God, stay out of this.
Don't get involved.
Cause more exactly. And I think Iron Man was really trying to just capture Bucky and say, Steve, let me talk about this before we move forward.
Yeah, because at the time when you put him in the room and he said, yeah, here we go, just sign it, and we can do the amendments I think after. But right now, we really need.
So what are you all saying? Iron Man was right.
I think for once, undeniably, Iron Man's motives were not totally about his ego. I think so.
I think he just realized.
Oh, that's
I think he just
you
realized
can see it.
Yeah, he just fell.
I think they were not motivated by his ego for once. Because I mean, Iron Man for most of this series has been in a stressful state. From since he first Avengers, watch out what happened to him in Iron Man 3.
Agreed.
Yeah,
right? He was getting nightmares and breakdown, and then what added to that stress was Ultron. And you know, he vowed to stop being Iron Man after Iron Man 3. He didn't. And he and Pepper Potts apparently split because of that. So Iron Man is under emotional stress. It's like Captain America doesn't have this he doesn't seem to have this emotional stress on screen. It's just for him, it's just black or white. This is wrong, this is right in his mind, and he just goes towards what. But Iron Man is conflicted by, I suppose, more human emotions.
I think even from the beginning they kind of build that up. They were like, yeah, he's under a lot of stress. They had the flashback of him when he's younger with his father and his mother.
Yeah. And of course, I think the whole scene with Peter Parker as well in the room, where he didn't actually use the words power and responsibility, but that whole scene where he told him people like us who have this kind of power, when we don't do anything, or when we don't do.
And that's what Peter told her. That's what Peter.
Yeah, and that went back to Ultron.
Yeah.
When he saw all the Avengers dead, and he was thinking that he's not doing enough. He has all this brain power, not just the Iron Man, but the brain power. He's not doing enough to save everybody. And I think that feeds into him feeling like he has a responsibility for the whole world and to make things better. And he takes a lot on himself. So that's causing stress.
Exactly. So
I think that's actually one of the parts I really enjoy about the movie. Is like that motivation and the game for the character. I think there's something different. The entire tone is more serious than anything we've ever seen. But
precisely, Marvel went down a road for Civil War. And I understand why they did it. They had to do it because, I mean, clearly you could not have replicated exactly what happened in the comics, because in the comics, Civil War was a huge.
It was too huge, yes.
Huge, and a lot of people might think, it's a Civil War it was a 7-chapter event. No, my friend, that Civil War story arc spanned over 20 different comic books. Black Panther, Spider-Man, Thor, a lot of people, and. A lot of things happened in the comic book, but I like that they use some of the triggers from the comic book to kind of precede war, because what started
it's really the underlying
explosion. It was the explosion precisely, which was caused by Nitro with the
in the comic.
And
this time it was Crossbones.
Exactly. So technically this time it was Scarlet Witch.
Yeah.
Right. So that was one trigger. One of the other triggers was the whole the sign of the act and certain people coming together and
but the entire movie went before, because when Ross was showing it on the screen, it was like, this is Slocopia, this is what happened here, this is in New York, this is what happened here.
But what I really liked about the movie though is that I read all the books in the Civil War storyline, and up to this day, I still think Iron Man was a fool. In the comic.
Well, really, in the comic, they really did paint Iron Man in a completely different light in the comic.
And I think the movie really fleshed him out, and I empathized greatly with Iron Man. I understood it, and I totally agree with him.
I think when Civil War was out as well, Iron Man wasn't the popular. He was popular.
Yeah,
but I don't think Iron Man was much of a seller. Well, back then,
but Robert Downey Jr. has really made it.
But Robert Downey Jr. Because before, Marvel's poster boy was Spider-Man, hands down. And now that Robert Downey Jr. has come into play, I don't think they wanted to villainize him too much. In the movie. Because when I saw it, I was like,
so Civil War, he was right.
Exactly.
Cloning Thor.
Cloning Thor, and we get Thor end up killing Goliath.
Throwing them in the prison.
In negative zone.
In negative zone prison.
Yeah.
And he's this time, he shows some remorse when they were on the raft.
Right. So exactly. They were in a prison, just not in negative zone. So a lot of the triggers.
It's like all of us, right? All of us are in a situation right now. We take different sides, right? And you say you're Iron Man, right? It'll be like the same way. It'll be like you're feeling for your friends, right? But you have to do what's right to you as your cause, so So let's say you always be conflicted, like I do the right thing, but I mean, even with my friends, I had to do it.
So let's talk about Captain America now. I mean, because we once said that Iron Man's argument was mainly correct. He made some sense in terms of saying it and then trying to figure it out after. But Captain America, as the Iron guy here said, black and white. He not under stress. He see things this or that, and we know that the whole speech in the funeral really cemented that for him.
Exactly.
Precisely. If this is right, don't let anybody else tell you.
How you gonna end up with your dead girlfriend niece, dog? But then the front of here, boy.
That's a different.
No, but that's
a different topic.
So I mean, in the comic, it's our granddaughter and do the same thing.
Exactly.
Keep it in the family.
Are we gonna keep it in the family, as I say? That's what.
But Captain America, I mean, to me, you understand his vision of what is right and what is wrong, and after his experience in Winter Soldier, with S.H.I.E.L.D. becoming infiltrated, and basically being Hydra.
That was his problem.
That was his biggest fear, and that the people who are in charge of all this
crisscross in the end.
Yeah, probably will, you know, based on his experience in the modern world. He knows what's going to happen. And as he said, the safest hands are still
ours.
You know, still ours. So, from his point of view, you know, that was the only way, because once you give the government any type of control just compromises everything that you do. You know, so I mean, it makes perfect sense.
Imagine the Avengers on call.
Yeah.
You see when they say like how America might go into a situation.
Yeah, exactly.
You can imagine that
because remember,
on call.
every man's terrorist is somebody else's freedom fighter.
Exactly.
So when the US say, let's go down to Trinidad and Tobago.
Yeah.
Because
they have too much
because
reserves.
the UNC in power and they want to back the PNM and they call it the Avengers.
The thing is, the thing is too, even in this discussion, we had a straddling line between the comic and the movie. Now, if we're talking about the comic book, there were certain things that I didn't agree with when they were talking about the Superhero Registration Act, especially the secret identity part.
Yeah.
I didn't agree with that. I didn't think that was necessary
that was
to reveal it to the entire public that these are the people protecting. I don't think that was necessary, because again, criminals would never operate within the boundaries of any kind of act. In the movie, however, right, you have to understand that even though, you know, I get the whole part of, you know, Avengers just doing what they want, going into countries whenever they feel like, etc., etc. You know, they never ask for nobody to reveal identities.
Right.
They never ask anybody to say, well, put all the information in the public domain and everything else. And what Iron Man is saying is that, yo, if it is we continue, if you really check the real world, in the end, they're gonna come after us anyway.
Yeah.
If they get fed up, regardless of whatever act we sign, they're gonna come after us anyway. And I find that Captain America, in the context of the movie, was not very strategic, because if he really understood what we could have do, so yo, we could sign this,
So
and if anything get out of hand, then we had a pump regardless, and then it would go back to public perception, where the public says, you know, hey, they did the right thing, else it is we would be screwed right about now. Then the UN really could not do anything outside of, well, then we try to sanction them again.
Yeah.
And this is what Black Widow was saying, is that, listen, you're looking at this now,
Yeah, but
but it's 117 countries. They're going to come regardless.
Yeah.
And that could lead to even bigger problems, because if they say, we go to war with the Avengers, more people will die. And you know that kind of thing.
Consequences, like Vision said, and he proved in the end,
I didn't say
one more machine.
Catastrophe.
Catastrophe.
It would even be more to
But to me, just
if
one
they
point,
right, every time they went out, at least in the movies, it was the same everyone.
Well, I mean, yeah, if they went there, it would have been much worse. Obviously.
We know that, and we know
if they didn't
Captain America was trying to say that, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, he said if they had waited for somebody to say, okay, go ahead. You know,
Precisely.
More
things with
especially when you remember Avengers 1, where they actually nuked New York, yeah?
They were about exactly.
I mean, that was the government call. That's the government going to say Avengers. Oh,
yeah.
Hold back now. We're going to mash down the place instead.
Yeah, and Fury had to come and say, like, yo, my guy's in there.
You didn't even do that. And matters, just ignore Fury, man. And say the over.
And that's my point. I don't think based on how the Avengers move as heroes themselves, they would always agree with the Iron Man agreed with the government. Look at when this fellow Ross had called in the end to say some problems in the prison. Come on, I really think that what Iron Man and Black Widow were trying to do is protect Steve and not break up the Avengers of this, but Captain America's a little too hype. For Bucky, he was a little too hype.
Well, that's
was that Martha, dog?
Yeah, you have to give. No, well, I'll give Captain America his props on in that case too.
Let me hear.
Tills of Winter Soldier, right? He's a guy. Well, at least he was normal at first. That's his best friend. They fight in the war. They have this bond, and it comes like somebody takes your best friend, brainwashes them.
Yeah,
literally takes.
I didn't brainwash nobody. You're pointing for.
I mean, I stay neutral there. I'm DC. Stay neutral there. But at the same time, Bucky's my boy from a long time. You know, Bucky's my real brethren. Right? I grew up with Bucky. Bucky take care of me when I was
like this.
A little skinny little youth and stuff, you know. Yeah. Iron Man is my new partner. I say we're not BFFs, you know, but we cool. We went through some more together, you know. We saved the world a couple of times, you know. I know he's a kind of cocky fella, but you know we cool like that. But when you know my best friend kill my new partner parents, spoiler.
Oh, major. We could have
I
did that
mean-
for last.
I can't.
Yeah,
think I want to
just
be like
sit
it.
back and say, well, loud that now.
And
Loud
also-
that now.
And the other thing is,
That kinda
that
hard, right?
the facility that you sitting down in, with all this global intelligence and blah blah blah, come from me, come from Iron Man. The facility that you sitting down in,
Your shield.
everything come from Iron Man.
We see him, he talks after when he's leaving.
See, well, the shield is my dad.
When he drop
Man,
the
we got shield.
when he drop the
Hold
shield,
it, hold it, shield.
we will see what going on.
No, but I mean, okay, I understand Captain America love Bucky, right?
Yeah.
For example, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So
But at the same time, you know, as a comic, he make Bucky stand trial. You know, he carry him before the court and he absorbed.
Exactly.
In this case, he's just trying to make him escape. Because I mean, yes, he was scared they were gonna kill him. But to me, at the point at the end there, when Iron Man was tripping or whatever,
Yeah.
it's not like, come on, man.
Yeah, because
It's supposed to kind of, you know.
I find that was a little. Yeah, there was the love for Bucky went a little extra.
Yeah. I find he should have tried and, you know.
At that point in time,
Pull it down, you know?
You have to give it this word, like, it come like, after you hear that Tony, he literally tripped.
Basically, he tripped
And
and that was the trip.
you can't get him out wrong for sure.
Yeah.
No, I can't get it
Especially
wrong.
when you see it too, eh?
Yeah,
Exactly.
I think to hear it, when you see it, eh?
It's how they do
Because
it.
he-
It's how they do it.
remember he
And
didn't- he didn't
make
know.
sure, even though he was that angry, he actually turned to Captain America. For
Yeah,
confirmation,
you
he's
know
like,
this way?
you know about it, boy.
You know about this guy?
And that was it. When Captain said, yeah, bro. That was
Yeah,
it.
that was one.
It had no rationalizing or talking after that, you know. Talk good.
True, understand. Talk that. Talk
Yeah.
that.
And to be fair, I still feel like Iron Man hold back a little bit.
Well, I think at that point his armor was so damaged from
Yeah, but
previous things
after,
too, eh?
after he chopped, he wasn't really taking on anything.
Yeah, and the next thing too is, according to what he said in the movie, he got rid of most of his armor.
Yeah.
So he probably only had one.
That
suit.
one suit, yeah. That one suit.
But
Or
because,
one type of
because
suit.
another point there, the whole mom's card, we're going mom's card in the movies, man.
Mom's cut.
The mom's card, you know, they put the mom's card in
Mom's
this. They put the mom's card in. Mother!
Hours later. Hours later. Hours later.
Can you move it along? I'm all out of time cards.
So back to the Marvel side though, I mean,
Yeah.
this movie was like an Avengers movie more or less.
Of course.
I mean,
I would tell everybody that.
Of course,
that
Avengers
was an
2.5, yeah.
They just put Captain
I guess the final third was with Captain America.
Avengers 2.5.
Final third, but
2.5.
Avengers 2.5.
Yeah.